What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV back again. And tonight I've got a Newcastle fan, and I've also got special guest on Burnley fan. He wants to come on and join the Newcastle chat. Hi to you from Adam, and he's from Toon Collector. How are you, my guy?
Hi, mate. I'm good, thank you. Obviously, it would be better if last night it went a little bit better, but
yeah, man,
it is what it is. Chelsea, they're still a good side, so we can't be too down, I don't think.
Yeah, facts. And I've got a special guest on tonight. He's a big Burnley fan, and he's going to talk about Newcastle. How do you, mate? How are you?
Thank you for having me, John.
Fantastic stuff. And guys, you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. And also, you like to super chat is open as well. And also, thank you very much to the Jez. Please remember to keep your comments respectful and no all caps and duplicates. Super chats are available if you wish to donate. And John 99p, enjoy the show. Maybe Vincent Company was a word of you, my guy. Hi to Leslie. Just want to say huge congrats to Bruno. Switch it off first, please, Reese.
Trying to.
But if I knock you off, man, I'll get you back on. Sorry about that, guys. He'll be back on in a bit. Let's go on to say hi to Les. Do apologize on that one. To say huge congrats to Bruno G and his ever-growing family, John Hart. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Stapleton. Hi to Chairs, and it's the first one. Congrats. And let's go on to others as well, even to Gary, even to everyone else in the chat as well. That includes Lorraine and Jules. We're just on a nice game. We're going to chat about it in a bit. And let's go on to his Mother's Day in England. Happy Mother's Day. It was Sunday night, by the way, Cheers. It was Sunday night. Is he back on? Yes, he is. Right, let's go to talk about tonight's last week's game, Chelsea 3, Newcastle 2. We start with you, Adam, because I'm going to be honest with you. Last night, it was absolutely appalling. There's two players who can walk away with the head held high, and that is Tino and also Jacob Murphy, who came on did his bit as well. I thought the back four yesterday, Botman included, I'm sorry, he was woeful. And go on.
Yeah, I'll agree. I don't think it was the best performance. I think I'm like most people. I thought would turn the corner with a victory at Wolves or at home against Wolves. I thought would turn the corner so that the next game we were going to kick on, we were going to go back to what we'd seen earlier in the season, back to what we'd seen last year. That high press, hopefully, dominating games, creating chances, and it just wasn't. It was disappointing. The midfield, and I think it's a common theme now, isn't it? The midfield's just struggling for me.
Yeah, not good, isn't it? Not good. And welcome to JSTV. Reese, I know the big Burnley fan, but you want to talk Newcastle United. What did you think of the game yesterday?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. And sorry about my phone. I couldn't turn it off quickly enough with my hands because of the way I'm disabled. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game from a neutral perspective. I somehow thought that Chelsea would win because it tends to be the case that once a month they turn up and play like the outfit that you'd expect them to be when they've spent £1 billion. And I don't know, like, I was thinking to myself during the watch on added that with Newcastle, you never know what you're going to get. They really are such a Jekyll and Hyde team because some of the most fantastic matches of the whole season that I've watched have been Newcastle, full intensity, like when you played City and Liverpool at home. You were absolutely wonderful at Villa away.
Yeah.
You were wonderful against Chelsea at home. And when you've been on it, you've absolutely torn things to shreds. But the problem being that there haven't been very many of them occasions from November onwards. And sadly, it's been downhill from at least Christmas onwards, and now you're in a rut, and you're going to City away in the FA Cup on Saturday, and I think we all know what's going to happen there, and then it really is pack your bits, tail up, and come back in August, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sure. I've got a massive 155 people watching, but maybe it's on X. And I said, if you're watching on X, guys, do come onto YouTube, right? Sub to the channel and leave a comment on the YouTube channel if you can. That'd be brilliant. Good numbers. So thank you very much indeed for that. And Tony, obviously, he's Eddie out all day long. He has to go now. It's on disgrace now. He cannot change tactics or formation. Player seems to have down tools. You can't go from 4th at a cup final to 10th out of everything in 12 months. We're not out of the cup yet, Tony. We're not, but it's looking that way, unfortunately. But what's your comments on this one?
I think people shouting for Howe out already. You've just got to think back to what we've had before him. You know, think back to the football under Rafa. Think back to the football under Bruce. That's just short term, obviously. But although we're going to Stamford Bridge and we're getting beat 3-2, the football's still exciting. There's still a chance you're in the game. You know, you go 1-0 down against the run of play early on, but at half time you've pulled it back. It's 1-1. At half time, I thought that was it. I thought we were going to kick on. I thought it was going to, 2-1, 3-1. I thought the game was there for the taking for Newcastle, but obviously it didn't go to plan. But the excitement's still there, the belief's still there. For parts of it, you're not turning up, and it's not just boring football. I do think too many people are jumping on the bandwagon. How out far too soon.
Exactly, and then people call me a happy clapper. Wow. I'm saying nothing. I'm sorry, I'm not saying a word. But that's Tony's comments. Hope you're well, Tony. Let's go on to other comments as well. Evening to Alan. Hope Alan's okay, as he always is. Right, that's where that wine order bit cool. Okay, cool. Family and planned birth on Mother's Day. Allegedly, it was arranged for MD. Cool. Big up to FTT. Josh, just popping to watch you before you Champions League clash versus Porto. Big up, and that's cool. And also FTT, big up to you, FTT, my guy. And just popping in to watch before a big game against Porto. Mate, good luck to you. Let's hope Arteta picks up a canny side. I hope he does. And let's hope he gets you to the quarterfinals. He needs to. He absolutely needs to. And Lawrence Hamilton talking to Tony. Miles, unfortunately, a bit cool. And let's go on to long-time Biggie. Should never ever wear a black and white shirt again. That's from Lorraine. And it's all clicky at the club. How it's nephew and Tyndall being palling with all the players, especially Trippier, Byrne, and Longstaff. If they had a bad game, they play again and don't get dropped. Well, Eddie's never going to drop Trippier, and it seems to me he's not going to drop Byrne and Longstaff. Look, Reese, Newcastle, Eddie Howe. Does Eddie Howe deserve another season?
So, from the outside looking in, there are some similarities with sort of our current situation at Burnley under company, not in terms of like the style or the names, but in the way of a lot of Burnley fans are now quite sick of Vincent Kompany, and we expected our season to go on a completely different journey than it has. But with 10 games to go, we're practically, we're relegated and it's over by the shouting. So what would be the point in pulling the trigger at this stage of the season? And I sort of feel like from a Newcastle perspective,
yeah.
Don't forget how near you were getting very, very close to championship football. Indeed, and it was him who came into your club with very little resources in the beginning and got some very terrible footballers to actually sing to a tune where many other managers failed. And don't forget that this season, although it should have been better for you, you've had to compete with a resurgent Tottenham, Aston Villa have come into their own. United, for as funny as they are and as rubbish as they are half the time, they're still not as poor as they were a couple of years ago. So really, it's only the fact that he should be probably above West Ham. He should be above Brighton, definitely Wolves. but the margins of it have been fine. And if you can get your players fit, if you can somehow manage to jiggle your finances around to allow yourselves to invest more and increase your squad depth and be able to compete on more than one front at once. Because really, I must admit, I had never heard of Joe White until we appeared on the pitch last night, and I was just thinking, that is how slim Newcastle are. That, they only have sort of 15, 16 recognised players who the average person knows. So it's a project. But equally, on the other hand, I don't think that Eddie Howe's quite the man that I can see bringing you the silverware that you crave. So, whatever way you look at it, I guess that he is a stepping stone man to get you to the next phase. Wow. But I do think he at least deserves like maybe the first fifth or third of next season to get to have a squad.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's go on to some comments. Please keep them coming in, please. Mr. Tom's comment, big up to Mr. T. I hope you're good. Matt Underwood, my new job's going really well. By the way, I've got a new job, by the way, so please wish me the best of luck. Thank you very much indeed for that. And let's go some more. How to Cenk, Fern, Cyprus, Turkey. Could be between. I hope you're good. And let's go on to Paul. Hi to Paul. People need to stop this loose mentality. Stand ovations for these performances. Take off hats, blink at some fans. If these performances are under Ashley, Era, and Boost, you all be. Let's go. You'll be calling for his heat. I mean, we're going to talk about the game, man. We're going to talk about the game, but Paul, I can see exactly where you come from, and also as well, got one here from Mr. T. It's more fun than last season, strangely enough. Let's talk about the game, because that's what we're here for. I mean, he's made two changes. Gordon was back as well. Is he playing, as you know? Harvey Barnes out through injury, hamstring injury again, and also Trippier's out for calf. We know that in Cantino. I mean, to give us a breakdown about yesterday's game, Adam.
I thought this started all right. I didn't think it was overly bad. I thought, the first few minutes they looked bright until against the run of play Chelsea scored. The game kind of changed at that point. And the majority of the first half, I felt like Chelsea were the stronger side. But, once towards the end of the second half, once we got the goal, it looked like Chelsea were on the ropes. It looked like could have been a second for us in it. So there were spells of the game where I still thought that Newcastle were on top. They did create. There were chances, but I keep going back. For me, it's that midfield. The midfield's just so easy to bypass now, and then that's highlighting that the pace at the back is just lacking.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the first goal, by the way. The first goal was a disgrace, man. I mean, it cleared away from Botman. I thought he had a poor game. And then it fell nicely to Cole Palmer. I thought he had a good game yesterday, man of the match. And he had a shot, took it deflected off Nicholas Jackson. And it was a soft goal, Reece. It was a soft goal.
Yeah. But that the quality of the clearance from Botman's just highlighting that's just a player not switched on, and there's been a lot of that, a lot of errors and things. But the thing that got me though was I was like really worried for Newcastle once Anthony Gordon came off. I was thinking, that's probably the main attacking threat out of the game. How are they going to cope? And then Jacob Murphy came on, and if your attackers have been anticipating it, you had about 3 or 4 opportunities where the ball was fired right across the box, and I was thinking, Isaac should really be knowing that that's going to be there, but they were just no. I don't know. They just passing by.
Wow.
I think we're still in a space. I think where Newcastle are building a squad, aren't they? They're building a squad to then rival and compete with the bigger teams, and we're still in early stages of that. You know, Isaac's a fantastic player, but for me, as a number 9, that threat attacking those balls in the box, he's not really one of those. I see him more behind number 9, playing as a number 10 out on the left side. You know, very similar to what Gordon does, getting the ball, beating players, and creating his own chances.
He's certainly not a poacher, is he?
No,
and so I don't know precisely what the state of the club's finances are, but there has been some talk that Arsenal might be interested in a move for Isaac. Is that something that you two would be interested in if it was to?
Yeah. Do you know what it is, guys? I mean, this is a record I had as well. It's just a shame it's not on YouTube. 428 people watching live across both platforms.
Wow, that's
absolutely
fantastic.
brilliant. But I think you need to sort out the X transfer to YouTube, whether that work or not. But if it does, that'd be amazing. Wow. And the people who are watching the channel on X, can you please go on to YouTube, search my channel, and then leave a comment in there and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you. And let's go on to Maka. Big up to Maka. Maybe no excuses for the Amir on sub. He's getting the better of Gusto. Anderson was terrible when he came on. I thought Gusto was brilliant yesterday. Going forward was amazing. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Trippier cost us 4 or 5 games. Jan, does anyone see him sitting on the bench? Dan Burn probably existing since last year. Cowboys got final. He's still playing as Eddie's favourite. Keep Longstaff 90 minutes. You know what? At the end of the day, I mean, Burn, if he does play in defence next season, for me, he might have to let him go. Longstaff, goodbye. Miggy, I don't want to say this, goodbye. I mean, Eddie's going to be told he needs to improve the team as well. We seem to have lost the team's passion and pride. It only reappeared in the last 10. We won't see it for the full 90 minutes. I feel the overachievement of Aston has raised expectations, maybe unrealistically, as your club hasn't thrown away money like the traditional Big Six tend to. In a few years, you'll get there. Exactly. Yeah. And let's go on to the equalising goal. Before we talk about that, Adam, we've got to talk about Anthony Gordon. Now, according to reports, it could be out to the end of the season. It could be out between 6 and 7 months. No one don't know that, but we've got to find the extent of his injury. It doesn't look good. It does look good at all. I think in medical staff, I'm sorry, I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing?
Yeah, I think like was just said, when Gordon went off, I think everybody kind of thought this was it. You know, he's been the best player this season, most creative. Losing him is a big loss, and I just think unless Harvey Barnes pulls it out the bag. You know, people have joked about Callum Wilson and Isaac having a bit of a job share. If Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon have got the same sort of deal, then that's fine. If Harvey Barnes will come in now and start performing. But I think he's just going to be a massive loss. And like I think Howe said something after the game, it was something to the effect of it was a knee injury. They can't pinpoint when it was, but it just kind of developed, and kind of it didn't look good for him. It's not looking good for Newcastle if he's out for an extended period, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally agree. I wish him well. He gets better soon to recover for Anthony. Big up to Alan, by the way. And our mistakes made Chelsea looks good. As for Palmer, we should have given him a few knocks just to keep him quiet. And you know what it is, Alan? I thought yesterday he was excellent. Yesterday we made him look like prime Messi. Do you know what I mean? And we made Gusto look like prime and Dani Alves or Cafu. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? Gusto Cafu. Do you see what I mean? Joke. And let's go on some more before we come bring in my guy Reesin. Anyone says Nagelsmann, I am done. Whew. I'm sure other people probably have that in the conversation. Do you feel overpaid for Gordon? No, I think it's worth every penny, mate, guy. Worth every penny. And just a nag. Now, big up to Claire, by the way. Claire Griffin. Big up to Claire. Hope you're fine. I'll just chat you today. Eddie just needs to become a bit more ruthless. That is exactly what I'm saying. He needs to go up here and drop those players who aren't playing well. Big questions need to be asked about the physio and medical staff. Too many injuries. First time she come on the channel. Big up to you, Claire. You're absolutely right. Seriously, you're so right. You're so right. And let's go on the way. The physio threw his leg up in the air, probably caused more injury. Anthony threw his arms and pin. I tell you what, I think he's just sacked a lot of them, telling them the medical gets new ones in. The first half, the ref allowed Chelsea too much leeway with fouls. Tino was obviously targeted. I thought Chelsea were crap as we were, Gareth, we were. Let's go on to this. We'll speak about Isak. I was going to say that Tino played really well yesterday.
Yeah, you can understand Kieran Trippier's comments saying that he'll be his replacement for Newcastle on England in the end. I just love the way that he glides forward with the ball. Like the ball, he never seems to lose control of it. It's just a seamless transition that he makes from defence into attack. He did get exposed to the back a few times, but he's so dynamic coming forward. But then on the other side, you just simply don't have any of that from Dan Burn, who's the most idiosyncratic footballer you've ever seen. And I think that probably his time at Newcastle might be coming towards its close. Do you think, Wesson?
No, see, I'm a big Dan Burn fan.
Oh no, I like him, but he's just limited in what he brings.
Yeah, I think going forward, he's certainly limited. From set pieces, attacking and defensive, I think he's a big threat, which I think was a big part of last season defensively. You know, the big.
One thing that I would be really interested to ask you to is how much do you think Nick Pope's severe injury has caused you a problem? Like, do you think you'd have loads more points if Pope was in goal compared to the backer?
Go on, I'll let you answer that one, John, and then I'll...
Yeah, give us that question again, sorry.
How much do you think you've been affected by Nick Pope being out for most of the season? Do you think you'd have, like, noticeably more points if it was Pope?
Listen, yeah, look, he's a big miss, Sunday. He's a massive miss in goal, by the way, because for me, I think Fabian Sean and Sven Bot's got a much better understanding when Nick Pope's behind in goal, but the back is just not the same. Yes, he's seen a lot of goals, by the way, but they do miss Nick Pope. I think he's better distributor as well, and they miss him, and I'm missing all of the club missing as well, man. The fans, the players miss him as well, but you know what? The sooner he comes back in, the better. I think the back has done okay. But at the end of the day, it's not exactly Nick Pope. But there you go. But we'll see. I mean, you know what? If he's not right, give him to the end of the season and just see how it goes from there. Let's go on to the equalising goal. Adam, it was a great finish. What a finish by Isak. Lovely ball over the top for Bruno. Isak got at the end of it. What a finish.
What more to say? I think Sky Sports summed it up very well. He just moves it to the right, fires it past the defender, and just picks out that bottom corner. The keeper had no chance. It was, me saying before, he's not a number 9, but that was a striker's finish. It was a fantastic finish. I don't know. It really lifted things, especially for me. You could hear it. In the crowd, everyone started to believe again, especially after the Gordon injury. And I just think he's got that threat around the box when he's got the ball at his feet. He's a fantastic player in those situations. And that's what we need to try and find him more. But like you were saying before, Murphy put some fantastic balls across the box and he's not getting those chances. He's not getting there. He's not finishing those ones off. Maybe that's an area that he needs to work on further, because he's got the feet, he's got the striking of the ball. It is just, as you said, that poacher's finish that he needs to develop, being in the right space at the right time.
Yeah, totally agree. I'll tell you what, we need to keep him next season as well. We can't afford to let him go, I'm telling you, because he's the one who's going to make a big difference next season, European football or not. Claire's agreeing with you on your comments as well, which is fantastic. Pope 14 goals conceded, Dobbs 34. Newcastle conceded 32 goals away from home. That is shocking. Same about Sheffield United. That is absolutely shocking. It needs to be addressed.
The thing for me is the Pope, again, Sky Sports made a massive thing yesterday of games with Nick Pope and without Nick Pope. And for me, the bigger miss is Joe Linton. Joe Linton is the by far the biggest miss in that team, I think, this season. He breaks up play, his intensity in the press, his defensive work, he's driving the team forward. So when you look at some of those stats, some of them were, the shots that they were conceding and the chances they were conceding. And I don't think that Nick Pope necessarily stops those chances happening. So for me, having, Joe Linton on the pitch, he stops those chances, therefore makes it a little bit easier when we've had Pope in goal. Whereas Dubravka hasn't got him in front of him. The defence is a little unsettled. I think I think Dubravka gets a hard time considering what's in front of him at the moment.
Yeah, facts, absolute facts. And we can go to the second half in a bit. So let's talk about Alan. So big at Alan, 5 subs and Andy Fullerton and Longside still on. What is going on? Well, Alan, I can see your point. I'll go see Claire's point and big up Claire, by the way. That's my point. Eddie needs to grow a pair and drop those Longstaff, Burn, Miggy. Sorry, that aren't playing well. I can't lie. I'm sorry. I mean, I like Dan Burn, but I like his centre back. But a left back, he just gets done for PS every single time. And I'm not being funny, but Gusto yesterday, every time the mountain went forward, where was he? I don't get it. Anyway, Dubravka playing more difficult league games than Pope. Yes, he has. And let's go into the second half. We started well second half and couple of good chances and it's just a final ball, etc. But the second goal, Reece Cole Palmer got the second goal again with a 20-yard drive into the bottom corner. Again, where's our defence?
It was such a good goal that I didn't see it coming, right? I was on my watch and I'm just describing something else and all of a sudden I was like, oh, look, there's a goal there. I just no backlift out of nowhere, no chance for the back, but the defence were just standing still, weren't they? And they should never have had the space to be able to unleash it. But I do think he is such a talent, though, Palmer, to an extent where in 2 or 3 years' time, I think he could even be ahead of Ford, where Foden is now. He's absolutely mint.
Yeah.
So no shame in conceding a goal like that to him, but it's shame to concede the space.
Yeah, I'll agree. I thought before the game, Cole Palmer was going to be their biggest threat. It was just unfortunate that we give him so much time and space to be that threat. Like I think you read one of the comments before, nobody really roughed him up. Nobody got stuck into him. Nobody was really bringing him down. Like when Tino had the ball, when Tino was driving, they were drawing quick fouls just to slow him down to get back in, get set up. Whereas when Cole Palmer got the ball, he just seemed to have so much time, so much space, and he is a good player. Thankfully he's English. Hopefully we'll have a very strong line going forward in the summer. But last night, for me, Botman should have stopped it.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Let's go to comments to and Lorraine. Did you see the comments about Anthony Gordon? Knee injury, not as bad as first feared. Gordon will be assessed at a training ground this week. We don't know. Like Jules said earlier on, we have to wait and see what the club said. And it could be 6-7 months. We could be wrong. Who knows? But it's just hearsay. Only idiots will blame the defeat on Dubravka, Burn, and Miggy. People forgetting Botman played. I tell you what, though, he was poor yesterday. Botman, look, he's a Rolls Royce, right? But I'm sorry, he played like a scorer last night. And I'm not being funny, but we love Sven. But that's one of his worst games I played. He's carrying an injury. He doesn't look right. Surely now he needs to be dropped on Saturday and get back to cells.
Yeah,
I don't know what you think.
I think it is since he went away with that injury and he was delayed coming back, and I thought all of that when Lascelles stepped in, we were thinking, all right, giving him plenty of time to come back and not rushing him, and it just looks like it has been rushed. It looks like it's been rushed. It looks like he's still carrying a bit of a knock. It looks like he's not himself before he went away. And I just hope he can kind of recover and get back that extra yard of pace that he seems to have lost. He's, decision making just doesn't seem to be as clear as it was before. But I think that's also the case for Sean Longstaff another player who's been pelted the last 24 hours since the game. Since his injury, I just think I read somewhere that he's still having injections to play and things like that, which is great because without him, they'd have struggled to put out a starting 11, I think. But at some point, it needs to be they need this time to rest.
I agree. Yeah, I think he needs the rest as well. I mean, Gareth is saying Palmer's not special. Anything special last night. He was allowed a time. Well, a second goal he did. And also Cenk said right winger, defensive mid, one centre back, perhaps another left back, and definitely another young world-class keeper. We need to sign. Question is, were Eddie Howe or someone else? Definitely Eddie Howe in the summer. I know that's a fact. Teams to walk through on midfield, no sits in front of the back four. Botman doesn't look right at the back. Neil, big up to you, my guy. He didn't. I think he needs to rest on Saturday. He was absolutely poor. You give him marks out of 10. I would have given him a 3 because he was that bad yesterday. And thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Listen to me, mods. Thank you very much. Support the mods as well. They're doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much. And Botman's very poor, Claire. You're absolutely right. Botman's definitely lacking his confidence and decision making since coming back from injury. Do you know what? I love Botman, but he needs to rest, in my opinion. Idiots, Mac. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Absolutely right. And that was from the club, John. Thank you for that, Lorraine, for that. And let's just chat into Jules as well. And let's go on to did I talk about the second goal when Palmer had a shot? I did, didn't I? I did. Let's talk about the third goal. I don't know if you saw it again. And the third goal, I mean, the breakaway goal was Mudryk started it all off, and then he got at the end of it, ran at the goalkeeper. And you know what? He was shot at the back of the net despite Tino's best efforts, and that was game, set, and done.
Yeah, I think one of the things you know about Chelsea is that they're a good counter-attacking side. They've got the pace to go forward quickly, and I think that's one of the big things I've been reading in the last days. Why didn't we just set up to have a bit of a low block? Why was there the high press? But their third goal was a breakaway. They broke away at speed. I think they got a little bit fortunate. I think that the ball hit off Shaw and then continued to go towards goal. But yeah, it should have been stopped easily, shouldn't it? It should have been cut out at that point. Draw the foul, and then obviously the third one was the one where it was Mudryk that went round the goal, round the keeper, wasn't it? Not a great goal to concede, but
yeah,
you can see from the defense they're tired. They've played a lot of games already, and I think, like Reece said, they put everything into those Champions League games, and to not get through, to be almost robbed with a penalty against PSG. It's not quite the same as it should be for them, I think.
Facts. But I was going to say Brendan Rodgers for the minute. That is Brandon Rodgers. Yay! Get some points first, Brendan. I'm telling you now, you're under pressure, my guy. You better win us a title in the SPL. Big up to you, man. I hope you're good, mate. And go and beat Rangers at Ibrox in a couple of weeks' time. No, next week, by the way, end of the week. Lauren, that's my opinion. Everyone should be entitled to a 1. I'd rather criticise the players than play badly rather than blame the scapegoats. Everyone's got an opinion. And I can call some of this it as well. Listen, at the end of the day, just keep the chat respectful. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much indeed. It could have been a lot more goals, Reece. I mean, every time Chelsea went forward, they looked like they was going to score goals. I mean, Dan Burn cleared off the line after he was 2-1 down, and Chelsea missed a couple of good chances as well. But we made Chelsea look like Real Madrid. This is not a great Chelsea side.
No, not great by any means. But the thing about Mudryk's goal was, as a Newcastle fan, it's so frustrating because it could have been prevented by a foul. But then, as a neutral, it's the sort of goal that you love to see, that technique and the way that his slalom skis through. So I was pleased in a way when it went in. But after it entered the picture, I said to the people on my channel, this guy never does anything. He's probably the one who encapsulates the way that Chelsea have been so wasteful with the money, and why you have to admire what Newcastle have done for building their thing so comparatively sensibly so far, and then he comes on and shuts me up by producing some brilliance within 5 minutes. But yeah, I would say it was quite a low quality game of football, and it was sort of mistakes and indecisions that led to the chances more so than fluid football. And I think it could have been a very different game if Newcastle had been able to get Bruno on the ball more regularly. Because when he did, he really did spread the ball around well. But he was sort of hiding for patches of the game in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree.
Yeah. Everyone's got an opinion, man. Everyone's got an opinion. And your opinions are worth it, my guy. And let's go on to Santosh. Hi to Santosh. The funny thing is that it's all disappointless. Under the new proposed rules, the Big Six were riding the gap in further and probably poach any of the top players we recruit. That's if you qualify for Europe for Santosh. If you don't qualify for Europe this season, then it's going to be so difficult to get quality players playing for Newcastle. And that is the problem. But it is what it is. Well done to you, John. You should be praised too for your effort, achievements. Thank you, Lorraine. I really appreciate that. And Newcastle looked flat and meant no energy, no plan B. I think they need a clear out in the summer. Young Trev, there's got to be a clear out in the summer. There has to. They need 8 players out of that football club. And I'm not going to mention the names, you know exactly who they are. Feeling very pessimistic, reading all the news regarding the proposed financial rules. Whole system is rigged against competition. Do you know what, mate? We have to wait and see what this new competition is going to come in. But I tell you what, it needs to be right. It needs to be right. Chelsea tactics were to play nasty, bad tackle on Gordon as they tried to Livramento, dirty Chelsea pensioners. Facts, absolute fact. I didn't think that great yesterday. Real talk. Big up to Davey, by the way. Hi to Dave. I hope you're good from Scotland, not Benwell or Bladen. We're going big up to you there. Big up to Claire again. It has to be a clear out. You know what it is, Claire? We need 7, 8 players out to this football club in the summer. No ifs and no buts, and get them in early before pre-season. And let's go on to the consolation goal. And Adam, Jacob Murphy came on. I mean, he only made 5 subs. Sean Longstaff was still on that pitch. And let's be real about it, right? But Jacob Murphy did more than Sean Longstaff has done. Lewis Manley played a lovely ball to him, spun off this man, spun him, and then ran on, hit it from 20 yards into the top corner. What a finish.
I'm normally one of Jacob Murphy's biggest critics. All I think he can do is run. He just normally can run. But obviously, it was kind of like, oh, the game's over. Jacob Murphy's come on. And as you said, the balls that he put into the box, fantastic. But that finish, you keep as never saving it. It couldn't be any more top corner if you'd threw it in. It was a fantastic finish. It gave us that little bit of hope towards the end of the game that you thought, you know what, you could just nick a point. We could get something away from home here, which would have been great, but it wasn't to be. But I just think, you know, I think it meant quite a lot to him as well. He he struggles for goals. He just scores screamers. I just think that one at Spurs, or at home against Spurs early on, that was a screamer. And then yesterday, you know, the celebration, he was pointing to the fans. You can see what it means to him. But for me, he's one of the players in the squad that doesn't have the quality that they need going forward.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Jacob Murray, was he 28, 29 now? And, you know, he's been with the club for, 7 seasons now. And you know what? We're definitely going to keep him. We definitely have to keep Jacob Murphy in the summer, no matter what. Because you know what? He works hard for the club and he does do a job for Eddie. He does do a job. And let's go on to some more comments. Just one question. Would anyone sell Botman if that means keeping Bruno? Bear in mind how hard it is to bring in centre-backs. That's a very good question. I mean, what's your take, Adam? I'll keep him for another year. If he's match fit, I'll judge him then.
I mean, depending on how big an impact this injury is going to have, could that be him, you know, unable to reach the highs that he reached last season?
Yeah.
You've got to keep him. You know, last season, I was one of the few people saying he could be one of the best centre halves the Premier League's ever seen. in time. We're thinking, you know, how young he is playing centre half the way he does. He's got years ahead of him. I think trying to replace him now would be silly. I think, you know, you've got Tino, who looks like he can go in and be your right back for years to come. The idea, not seen enough of him yet, but Lewis Hall, your other fullback that can play for years to come. Sven Botman, who can, you know, again, centre half for years to come. All you need is that extra piece for when Fabian Schär gets a little bit too old, and you've got a defence that you can use the same for years, build on. I think getting rid of Botman would be a definite no. It'd be a bad move.
I agree. Definitely, I agree. But I definitely keep him 110%. I mean, look, you have one bad season, yeah, and then next season you come back and you go again. And when you match fit, I mean, I'm a massive Sven Botman fan, and it'd do a job. It'd definitely do a job. Injury free, it'd be absolutely fine. Like Claire said, I don't feel I saw Sven. And so Botman just to sort his head out, basically. And just according to a couple of Twitter messages, that Gordon's going to be out for 8 months. Don't quote us on it, guys. Please don't quote us on it. But one of them sent us a tweet for 8 months. If that is true, that is absolutely bad news. Botman, like many, was immense last season. Something's up, but he will turn it around. I have no concerns.
What do you think, Reese? Is Botman just us hyping him up because he's our centre half, or has he actually got the potential to be one of the best centre halves in the Premier League? Or is that just
very much got the potential, but you know, he's only as good as who he's playing next to, and he's only as good as the midfield that's in front of him as well. And yeah, they should definitely stick with him and build the defence around him for the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah. He's got every attribute that you'd want. He's relatively fast. He's athletic. He reads the game well. He's good with his head. Yeah, everything you need. So keep him.
I just wanted to check, just because I remember years ago everyone went crazy about Jamal Lascelles, and there was big talk of him. He should be in the England squad, and obviously I didn't know if we were doing the same thing.
Jamal Lascelles has the athleticism, but that's
yeah. Well, what can I say? Man? Got one. Who would you place Bruno? Because I can see one of them. I can see one of them going. To be honest, cancelled Isak. That'd be disastrous. Do you know what it is, Trev? Let's be real, right? You cannot get rid of either of them, really. I'm not going to lie. I just think he needs to keep them all, man. Because why? You got to get 200 mil coming in in the summer. What is the point of selling your best player? Do you know what I mean? Yes, it could be good for FFP, but if I sold Bruno, it would not be for no English club. Never in a million years. But anyway, let's go on to what Eddie's been saying. Eddie Howell, he said that, I mean, this is going to make us laugh a bit, but he said that Sean Longstaff played well yesterday. Really?
I don't think he can come out and say that he didn't play well. So I think, you know, he's got to protect these players. But like I said, I think he's just. It looks like he's still carrying a knock himself. He's not putting himself about as much as he normally would. He's still running, but he's not quite getting there. Yeah, I think Eddie's just kind of covering his team up. You know, trying to shield them. From what he knows everybody else is going to be saying. Yeah.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's not going to turn around and tell lies to them, yeah. But I mean, social media are really ripping them apart there. So if I love Eddie Howe a lot, you know, I'm an Eddie Howe fan. I hope he doesn't get sacked. But I think for me, he needs to be ruthless in the summer. He needs to be ruthless. If he's not ruthless, I feel it's going to make him feel ruthless as well and upgrade the team, because you cannot keep playing your favourites every week.
I mean, he doesn't. It's not like he's got much to pick from at the minute. I think that's the problem. I think, you know, he's got to be mindful about Miley, about giving him too much game time and throwing him into games like where he's going to be overrun just for his confidence and his development. So I don't really see what other choice he's got. I think Longstaff has to start, has to play if he's able. And then you give Miley the minutes that you can afford to give him. I think throwing him in for the rest of the games as a starting midfield player, I think could be detrimental to him long term.
Yeah. Cool. We're not going to keep this long now because it's going to be a short show as well. But we're fine for the comments, and let's go on to some more comments. I think the first goal was Botman and Shah lose concentration. They both just stood and watched ball go past them. And Wallace Botman played it straight to Cole Palmer, and he just hit it in, sort of thing. It's a poor clearance. We need to sign a wish doctor in the summer. We are because of injuries. We need a new set, like a physical staffs as well, to be honest with you. I think Howard does the play hair dry treatment in privacy of the dressing room, keep it classy externally, and give them the tough words in the private. Absolutely. You can't say it live. I think let's not expect anything rest of the season start again after the summer. And it's called experience. That's in Colton and Eastwood and Eddie Altaz as well. Just a quick word about Burnley, Vincent Kompany. I know you're going to get relegated, mate. I do apologise to say. Do you think Vincent's got to stop with you next season? Do you think he'll go walk away?
I think because it's boils down to that key word of a project again, that the thing is, it fluctuates with our fan base. Every time we've lost, it gets to about 2/3 of us want him out, and a third are happy to play the long game. And I'm just about somewhere on the fence between the two. But I think because we demolished the championship so emphatically last season, and he has proved what he can do once, I think we'd be foolish to throw the chance of that being able to happen again away. But that said, my question is, even if we can storm the championship again next year, which obviously there's no guarantees, have we learned our lessons from the way that we've absolutely royally messed it up this year? Because we can't just yo-yo up and down every time. We were supposed to be back with a new ethos, new ownership, new way of doing things, new mentality, only to be right back to square one like we were when Daesh left and we had to have a full rebuild.
Yeah.
We've wasted a full year basically by doing goodness knows what. Recruiting far too many players, some of which that we didn't need, tearing the whole thing up that succeeded so well, and having absolutely no Premier League experience whatsoever has killed us.
Yeah. Do you know what? I hope you keep him next season. He gets you back up again, I hope, and then evaluate it the season after that. I hope he keeps you up. I hope he stays as well. Let's fly through his comments as well before we talk about the man of the match. The fact that we're beginning for Howard to drop Longstaff and plays a 17-year-old shows how thin our squad is. We really need more time and patience to flesh these out properly. Santosh, yet again, you are so right, mate. You are so right. I'll have to get you on my show one day, man. If you fancy coming on my show, then I'll get you on as well. And Big Dan saved off the line. He worked his socks off.
Big up, Dan.
Cool. Yeah, lots of Dan Burn lovers in here, sort of thing, but cool. Jules loves him. And Effen's Green and Santosh. And Lee Ryder was told by the official by the club today, no scan will be done for 24 to 48 hours. The swelling has gone down, which is great, and will be assessed later in the week. Like Jules said, we've got to find out. We have got to find out. What about 70-year-old Wayne Rooney and Michael Owen? Did they give them 5 minutes? They were top 11 squad. I mean, Michael Owen was class for Liverpool, and Wayne was class for United, by the way. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to keep playing Lewis Miley, because if you're good enough, you're young enough. And if you're young enough, you're good enough. And just keep playing every week. You've got to neutralise the guy's talent. He's 70. I mean, I don't care how old he is, yeah? I'm not bothered about players' ages, yeah? I'll go by the name. And if he's good enough on the pitch, I'll take that. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I am. I mean, I just says how it is. But still, player ratings, yeah? I mean, we're not going to go for them all, but who's your man on the match, Adam?
I think Jacob Murphy, for how he influenced the game. If Newcastle man of the match, obviously, I think overall it's got to be Cole Palmer. I think he influenced the game in a far better way than Jacob Murphy. But I think for Newcastle, Jacob Murphy came on, created a fair few chances that if we'd taken, I think we could have been the winning side. And then obviously his final strike at the end was outstanding. So for me, it was Jacob Murphy.
Cool. And what about your man of the match, Reese?
I think there's only 2 players who come off the pitch for Newcastle with a lot of credit. One's Tino Livramento and the other's Jacob Murphy. But I would say the fact that 28-year-old, 29-year-old Jacob Murphy being the man of the match for Newcastle is probably, for the bigger picture, kind of symptomatic of where you guys are at the moment, because he's a trier and he does his best, but technically he's not quite got what you need to be going to the next level. So I think it sums it up if he is the best player, which he was. And what I'm interested to sort of learn from you two and people watching is financially, what needs to happen, or how long is it likely to take before you guys can, how can I put it, start flexing your very considerable financial muscles to get to where you need to be? Is it going to be another 2 or 3 years or even longer?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Got a comment from Frank O'Farrell, right? I mean, he's made a good point. I mean, a weird game last night, but you look wide open every time Chelsea attacked, but scored 2 good goals. Joelinton gives you physicality in midfield, looks a big miss, a massive miss. Howe needs to deliver European football, or he may be looking for a new job, and that's from Frank, if he's watching with Sean, I believe he is. Yeah, Frank, for me, Eddie will be here next season, no doubt about it. And I've got to be honest as well. I mean, he's going to come in if Eddie do get a sack. I definitely they want Champions League football and they want the big budget. I heard people want Jose Mourinho as well. I ain't so sure. And let's have a look at this one. Santos chatting to Corton. I truly believe. And man of the match is Tino. For me, is Tino Livramento all day long. That guy, he sweated for the club and he just played for the shirt. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to blame him trying to clear it off the line. He did his efforts, but there you go. The first world tested for the owners. They might not be happy with no European football. For me, I listened to Simon Jordan today, right? He's come out and he said that if Ed does get European football, he doesn't know what the owners are like. I don't know what the owners are like. I don't know if they're a patient owner, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have to wait and see in the summer. But I think he'll stay, Adam.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go anywhere. As we talked about Mandy's interview the other week, the weekend, didn't we? And she came out and said, you know, we've got an exceptional coach in Eddie Howe. So they all still think highly of him. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. But then it goes back to Reese's last question. I think you asked Reese was how we can start flexing. Newcastle can start flexing the money, the muscle. I think it all depends. It all depends on how they do this season. I think if we get into some European football, I think that's still a positive and we'll still continue to build. I think if we miss out on European football this year, it'll delay everything. So financial fair play is not going to let up anytime soon, I don't think. So
at the moment, realistically, the best you can hope for might be the Europa Conference, really at very best.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that'd really do for you.
No, I just think the attraction for players to come and play European football for us to then continue to build.
It's just a bit unfortunate that you have to go to City win every cup, because if you had, I don't know, maybe it's Coventry, Leicester, it could have been a pathway of...
There's no pressure, is there? There's no pressure with City now. You know, you're expected to go out.
Yeah.
You might as well go and have a go and frustrate them, stay in the game. How, you know, the pressure's off.
Brilliant stuff. Right, go on, carry on.
It's just so unfortunate the way that it has panned out for you, because of the stadium, the fans, the belief, the feel-good factor of everything that was going. It's just you build yourself up to a massive bubble that was like it was never going to burst, and in the beginning of the season, and it's like must be such an anticlimactic feeling to where you've come down to now from what it could have been.
Oh, well, that's the same for anyone at the beginning of the season. Anyone can win it. You know, anyone's in with a chance of winning the league. You know, we have to think 2 years ago we didn't have a win by Christmas.
You actually beat Burnley on something like December the 5th 2 years ago at your place. And both of us were stuck in the bottom 3, and your win against us that day lifted you 1 place above us, as I remember. So that shows how far you have come in a very short space.
Yeah, and I think from you know, if you're comparing the two teams being at a similar point at that point, you know, Burnley look like Burnley are going back down.
Yeah.
West Newcastle are still in contentions for some sort of European football 2 years later. That is still progress, and I think there's a lot of people, you know, they might get termed, you know, they might be deemed happy clappers, but they maybe notice that the progress is still happening. It's still moving forward. Last year was probably a little bit too far advanced with Champions League football. But you know, European football again would be fantastic. It's still progress. It still lets them build a team, build the club, progress in the right way. And, you know, hopefully in not too many years, European football will be a regular thing.
I was going to go on, guys. Sorry,
John.
Go on. Quickly, mate.
Just from my point of view as an outsider, the way that Newcastle have progressed in such a positive way so quickly without throwing tons of money at it all at once means that from an outsider's view, it's still such a likeable club, you know, that you've not lost your appeal to the neutral fan, whereas if it would have been, you know, all Galactico stars and foreign players and, you know, money for the sake of it, that Newcastle would have become sort of an enemy of a common fan. But I think with a young, exciting, mainly English core, it's still so relatable for everybody to look and think, oh, we wish that we'd won the lottery too, but we can admire what they are trying to do and how they're building it.
Yeah, there you go. Nice one. Listen, we're gonna have to end the show there, guys, because it's going past an hour. That's gonna be an hour short tonight. And Newcastle lost by 3-2 against Chelsea. For me, I thought it was a poor effort from Newcastle yesterday. Very, very poor. And I've got to say to Reece, thank you for coming in, man. Before I let you go, my guy, where can we find you? And did you enjoy coming on the show tonight?
So it's Reese's Footy Feed. That's what you need to type in. Just me, my name, Reese with an S. Footy Feed. And any subscribers from any team will be most welcome on there, because I've only been doing it for like 3 weeks. And basically my reason for having a channel is obviously I've got sort of a pose, and you can probably hear that my speech is a bit different. And I just want to show the world that people in wheelchairs can still love and understand football as much as the rest of us. So
Brilliant stuff. Do go on to Reece Taylor, all in one word. Do follow him. Big Burnley fan as well. And Adam, where can we find you, my guy? And did you enjoy coming on again?
Yes, second time, so I enjoyed it a little bit more. I felt a bit more relaxed. You can find me on Twitter. It's Toon_collector. Or if you're in the Northeast, this weekend I'll be at Tynemouth Market on Saturday trying to shift some of my beautiful football shirts.
Fantastic. So I'm going to buy a shirt for you as well. I'm going to buy a shirt for you as well, mate. And I'm going to come for the West Ham game, and I'm going to try and buy one of these as well. So, yes, like you said, Jules allowing your season poor. Yes, he is indeed. And Reece, fantastic, mate. Would be good to see you again. You know, we've got to get Reece on again. Do you know what I mean? You've got to get him on again. Do you know what I mean? When we play Burnley.
My pleasure.
Good for you. And guys, if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be with Charlie B tomorrow, Charlie Bennett. Hopefully you're going to come on tomorrow, Adam. Charlie Bennett is a journalist, or
I don't know if I'll be able to get on tomorrow, but I will be listening.
fantastic.
I look forward to hearing what you and Charlie talk about.
He's funny. He's absolutely funny. Charlie B is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to get him on here 7 o'clock. My guy, definitely my guy. And I called him a different name when I met him last time. I was embarrassed, but you know what? I'm going to get his name right this time. Charlie B, if you watch, I'll get your name right. And Reese is fantastic coming as well. I'm going to have with you guys backstage. If you like the video, like what you watch, like, subscribe. And as always, how are we the lads?